I'm gonna come up here. We're gonna be filming now. You ready? Hello everyone, my name is Nina and this is Popcorn. Hey everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how Popcorn has been with his health. As you guys might already know or might not know from previous videos, he has had a lot of health issues in his 5 years of life, but we sort of been doing pretty good the last couple of years. So I thought I'd give you guys a little update and tell you what we're doing to keep on top of everything. So before I start this video, I just want to clarify that I'm not a vet or a vet nurse. I don't have any degrees, anything like that in veterinary science. So everything that I'm saying is kind of advice that I've been given by my vet. But if you are seeking any professional advice, please talk to your vet about it, because every animal is different, every rabbit is different. Especially in Popcorn's case, he is quite different to a lot of rabbits. About a year and a half or 2 years ago, there was this new study that came out about rabbits and gluten intolerance. Now, there isn't that much research done with rabbits previously, so this thing was quite new. He just looks so awkward. He's like, put me down. Should I put you down? Look at your tail. Your little tail. I think I'm going to put him down because I think he looks a bit uncomfortable. So what was I saying? The main food in a rabbit's diet, or about 80% of their food, is hay. And people use different types of hay for their rabbit. The most common, I think, that most people use is ocean hay. There is also meadow hay, and there's a couple other ones as well that people use, but yeah, the most common I think is like meadow and ocean. We realised that ocean hay, and that's what Popcorn was on, ocean hay, actually has a lot of gluten in it, and we thought this new study came out about rabbits being gluten intolerant. Maybe Popcorn is also gluten intolerant. We've tried to switch him over to a different hay. Now, we've been giving him lucerne hay for almost 2 years now. Lucerne hay doesn't have gluten in it, but it's very high in calcium. So typically it's not a very good hay for rabbits just because it's got a lot of calcium in it, and rabbits kind of struggle to digest that much calcium. It can cause like urinary issues. We switched him over to it though. We gave it a try, and we also put him on some vitamin C biscuits and digestive support biscuits that he gets daily to help process the calcium. So vitamin C helps with processing calcium. And he actually ended up doing so well on it. Previously, he was having a lot of gut issues, ear infections, like so many different things. I actually had a look at his medical record the other day, and it was 121 pages long for 5 years of medical records. So he's had so many issues, almost everything you can think of. But since we put him on lucerne hay, he's been doing really well. He's had like no ear infections, no gut issues. He's actually been doing great. So that was, like I said, around 2 years ago. Only recently things kind of started to change a little bit. Last year, I think it was in about September, he was doing this weird thing. So he seemed very, very uncomfortable and very agitated. So he would lie down, sit back up immediately, move somewhere else, lie down, sit back up immediately, and continue doing that for like a while. And then in between doing that, he was also lifting up his tail like he was trying to urinate, but nothing was coming out. Or only tiny little bits of urine would come out. And this freaked me out because I could just tell that he was in pain, and I was like, something's wrong with him. Like, I don't know, he's never done this before. And he kept, you know, as he lifted his tail to pee, he would make like a little noise like he was in pain. It was just so clear that he was in pain, agitated, uncomfortable. So I gave him some meloxicam, which is a painkiller, and about 20 minutes later he stopped and he was totally fine. And during this period while he was doing this, he refused any food. He wouldn't eat anything, not even his favorite like treats. But then, yeah, I gave him meloxicam, and 20 minutes later he was eating and moving and urinating completely normally. So it was really, really strange, and we didn't really know what it was. And we thought there might be like a calcium buildup in his urinary tract from the lucerne hay, but his pee wasn't milky white or thick or sludgy or anything that would suggest that there was a calcium buildup. So we sort of just left it and thought, okay, that's a bit odd. I talked to my vet about it and he was like, just see what happens. I think we gave him a little bit of medication for his urinary tract, and then that was sort of the end of it. Since then he's been great up until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So he did the same thing again, and he was just, like I said, agitated, moving around, and it's actually horrible to watch because there's nothing that you can really do about it aside from give him meloxicam. You just have to watch them sort of be in pain. I gave him meloxicam this time around as well. Again, after about 20 minutes it was fine. The only difference this time was that we did notice a bit of urine that was a little bit white. It wasn't sludgy though, it just had like a little bit of white through it. So the next day I took him to the vet and I was like, this has happened again. They expressed some urine out of him and tested it, and there was nothing, like hardly anything in it. There was no calcium buildup, no issues. It was a normal color. There was no infection or inflammation. Like he was like 100% healthy rabbit. So it's really random and it's like really kind of stressful because we don't really know if it's calcium buildup. We don't really know what's causing it or how to prevent it. And I think that's the biggest thing is it's scary because we don't know when it can happen again and there's nothing that we can really do to prevent it from happening again. So then it actually happened again, when was it? Thursday night. So today is Sunday. It happened again on Thursday night. 2 weeks ago when we went to the vet the first time, they were like, if it happens again, we can send his urine sample off to the lab, do further testing, and we can also do a ultrasound on his urinary tract. Because it's happened again, we are actually going to see the vet next Friday, and we're just kind of going to talk to them about it, see what they think we should do. I think we're leaning towards doing more testing in the lab with the urine and seeing if anything results from that. And then if nothing really comes from that, we'll look at doing an ultrasound. It's just very stressful because I know that if I give him meloxicam, like eventually it will pass and he's fine. So I guess I can kind of compare it to like a human stomach ache, if that makes sense. Like a really painful stomach ache and then eventually it passes. But I don't want it to get worse and I don't want it to actually harm him long term. Aside from the last couple of weeks and that one incident back in September, he's actually been doing so well since switching him over to loose and hay. This is my little popcorn update, I guess, with his health. I was planning on doing this video quite a few weeks ago and it was going to be quite different because this wasn't happening a few weeks ago. I'll keep you guys updated. If you want to see any more content about popcorn or anything else, leave a comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be posting videos every Monday. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching.